it blew my mind. Like, this whole movie blew my mind. When we left out, everybody was clapping.
Everybody was legit clapping in the movie theater.
June 1st, advanced screening again. I'll be there. 8 o'clock, seeing it again. Gal Gadot did a great job. Chris Pine did a great job. Their chemistry was through the roof.
Yes.
It was great. I don't know if it was banter, but they had like certain thing between them. It was just fantastic.
Alright, YouTube, this is my last interview for the night. These guys just got out of Wonder Woman for the first time than anybody else. What do you guys think about it? Loki?
Great movie.
Really?
Honestly.
What?
Lucas like
What? Yo, hold on.
that story so makes
Please go watch this movie. Support it. Patty Jenkins, you did a great job.
Yeah.
Awesome job all around, guys.
That's not enough.
10 out of 10. Every single girl should go see this movie. It's empowering.
I agree.
Everyone, please go see this movie. Take your daughter, wife, mom, cousin, doesn't matter. Go and support this movie. They did a wonderful thing here, guys. You need to go see this movie.
Dude, go see Wonder Woman.
Would you see it again?
I'm seeing it again. What do you mean, would I see it again? I'm definitely seeing it again. I'm seeing it on the first. I'm trying to see it again if I can see it early. I'll see it early, but definitely see it again. Go see Wonder Woman.
Comic Boy in me says 7.5.
Okay.
Realism,
You said 8
I go about 7.
8.5. This gave me what I wanted out of Captain America.
Actually, I say 9. Fuck it, I say 9.
One, so I'm gonna go 9. 9. And that's what I compare it to. Is that I like this a lot more than I like Captain America.
Again, is that another bar that's
same.
like worth talking about?
Alright, you guys, they're still getting in it. I'll let you guys know my number. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace. What's going on out there, YouTube? This is STL0320 representing JVS. And you can see through the different people that came out of Wonder Woman pleasantly surprised that they really enjoyed it. Really interesting turn in art for the DC Universe. I gotta say, I actually thoroughly enjoyed Wonder Woman, but we're gonna go ahead and dissect why I enjoyed it. And honestly, I'll try to position to say I recommend you definitely go check it out. Even go and check it out with your parents or your mothers, any of those fans from the 1977 version, Linda Carter versions, and as well as just Wonder Woman fans in general, or fans of the superhero genre. You're gonna really thoroughly enjoy this. So let's go ahead and break it down. So based on the visual effects, okay, the visual effects and the scope, cinematography wise, is just amazing. The way they would capture the mascara, London, different set pieces, they spared no expense for some of the ways that they were able to shoot and work with the cinematographer for this. The VFX for the fight sequences were amazing. Like, some of the fight sequences were probably some of the best I've seen in certain superhero movies. Like, there was one scene that was going on during the battlefield that I was like, that's fire. That's legit fire. And everybody else was just going with it. Like, it reminded me of Iron Man 1, when Iron Man went on the battlefield and it just continued to go and go and build, and it was just so amazing how they were able to capture that. Even the way they were able to use some of the CG elements to using Gal Gadot and her character Wonder Woman throughout the fight sequences was just amazing. Short of a miracle, honestly, how they were able to do it. And then going into one thing I didn't expect, since, you know, Hans Zimmer wasn't going to be coming back, I was like, well, the score is going to be, you know, less than awesome, but the score was stellar. Of course, they were able to keep the Hans Zimmer like theme that he made for Wonder Woman during Batman vs Superman, but throughout the film, the score was amazing. Like, they were able to capture not only just the dark moments, but the, you know, amazingly beautiful moments. They were able to capture the sound design was awesome. It just kept on going, and it was just plotted very well. But then let's go and break down as far as the actors in this one. So Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, their chemistry is undeniable. Like, they actually have really good chemistry. A lot of people were ragging on Gal Gadot from jump, you know, and she was one of the better parts about BVS. You guys know I love the Ultimate Cut a lot more than I did the theatrical cut, but I gotta say, she nailed it in this one. She had this not only innocence about her, but this understanding of how the world turned, how the things that happen around her can be affected at the stop of a dime, and then the process of what it looks like of her being a strong woman, but at the same time trying to figure it out for herself which way to go, you know. And I think that they were able to pick some certain elements out of that character through her performance very well. But I gotta say, dude, Chris Pine nailed Chris Trevor. Like, the thing about Chris Trevor in this movie, I can't speak for any other incarnations. This man not only respected Diana Prince, who is Wonder Woman, but he catered to her. When she wanted to just go and bolt in and do whatever, he didn't turn his back on her. He stuck by that chick. When it was a moment where he was kind of in this situation, and it was just like, you know, he could have just undermined her or just threw under the bus. No, he stayed with his principles. He apologized when times he didn't have to. He was a real man's man, and he was a gentleman. There are a lot of moments where I was like, yo, he's sitting there in front of this beautiful woman, and he's still maintaining his character. I was like, Chris Pine nailed it. And those emotional beats, they both did really good, but specifically Chris Pine nailed it in this movie. And the other thing about this movie that was really interesting to me, that photo from BVS with the different band of different people was Ewan Bremer, who else? Saeed, and a couple other people that were just randomly in the picture. I thought that they worked so good together. Like, I was really riveted by some of their performances. And even with Robin Wright, as the general of one of the Amazons, I love her character. I love the way they actually did, like, you know, Diana's mother. I love the way they actually unfolded, and that's a good segue into the story. They unfolded her origin story well. I touched on this a little bit in my reaction, but it reminds me of Batman Begins meets Spider-Man. They taking the key things from both of those, but they are both very different key things. So for Batman Begins, like, you know, it was dark, it was real, it was visceral. You know, it brought you into the world and it didn't let you go. But then at the same time, it was not really the best in terms of action and intrigue. Whereas Spider-Man 1, it was action, it was intrigue, it was heart. But then it didn't have those serious touched on moments, but for so long because they're going back and forth. This is that perfect merge of what an origin story for a superhero is supposed to be, and they nail it. I didn't know that Zack Snyder helped co-write this film, as well as with Jeff Johns helping, and just Patty Jenkins has directed the mess out of this. She was able to capture something with this superhero film that I don't think that they've ever been done, period. There were moments during the fight sequence when Diana first comes out in her costume. I was like, just this sequence alone, this moment alone, and her reasoning why she's getting on the battlefield trumps Captain America, the first Avenger. Honestly, towards the end, there were certain moments where I was like, dog, yo, they getting into uncharted territory. Like, some of these fights, he was looking better than Winter Soldier. And I loved Winter Soldier. And I don't mean to sit there and compare stuff, but like, they were able to do it well. I came out of the theater, you know, even before that, scratch that, I was in the theater and people were, I kid you not, clapping at the end of the film, cheering it on. And these aren't just fanboys. These are people that, in the beginning, you know, they were sitting there like, oh, you ready? And they were kind of like, we'll see. Like, they all legit were feeling it. And most of the people that I actually interviewed, they gave it between a 9 or even at the least was like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. And I personally just love this film. I think that they captured something very well. I would love to see this movie again. I will not be spoiling any of this, so I want to go into an in-depth spoiler, but I want to wait until you guys have had time to actually dissect it yourself. But I can definitely, truly say that this is one of the best superhero films that I've seen in quite some time. Not just comparing this is the best out of DCU, because I still go back and forth between this and Man of Steel, but I don't know, man. This was actually really fire. So definitely go and check out Wonder Woman if you can. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. I will give it a 9.5 out of 10. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Talk to you guys later.